Okay. Now, my instructor here, on my black belt course, right, I have to point out a few errors he did, right.
Welcome to the Combat Kenpo Fighting Academy's Black Belt and Instructor Distance Training course. It is through this course that you will learn all of the techniques required for certification at the Black Belt and Instructor level in the art of Kenpo Karate. I'd like to take this time to talk a little bit about the course and training before we actually get into the training itself. Now, if you're an experienced martial artist, the first thing you should notice is that I'm not wearing a traditional karate gi. The reason for this is that at the Combat Kenpo Fighting Academy, we do a significant amount of ground grappling, which is why I'm wearing a judo gi. We do a lot of ground grappling because we believe that ground fighting, all else being equal, is the most efficient form of self-defense and fighting. However, we also believe it is strongly important for you to incorporate striking arts to become a complete fighter, enable you to handle yourself in any situation. Now, the next question I'm sure you're wondering is, will this course contain any ground fighting? The answer to that is no. The reason for this is because the way in which a striker trains versus a
I don't know his name,
are on opposite ends of the spectrum.
but if you don't
The
give
striker's training is compatible with distance learning, whereas the grappler's training is not compatible with distance learning. I'll tell you why. If you are a grappler, the way you train is you have a partner and you each grapple on the ground and try to implement your techniques at 100% speed, while at the same time trying to defend yourself from your opponent's techniques at 100% speed. Over time, this enables you to become extremely proficient in the techniques, such that you can do them almost at will on a person that has not ever done the techniques. As for a striker, you never can truly do your techniques at 100% with another person. It's just not practical to hit your opponent in the throat with a half fist, or to drive a ridge hand to your opponent's temple. You would lose a lot of sparring partners and friends that way. Therefore, the way you train as a striker is you can either strap on a bunch of pads, which greatly limit the amount of techniques you can do, or you can do katas, in which you're performing the techniques in the air with an imaginary opponent, or you can get a partner and do them slowly on each other without actually going through with the techniques. All of these ways are compatible with distance training, whereas that of the striker was not compatible with distance training.
Now he meant grappling techniques there, right? That's another reason. He got a little confused, right?
And we only do the technique
There too, right? And
it is strongly advised that you
he meant grappling techniques. You can't teach it because you need to grapple with someone on the ground, right? But striking techniques, you can teach someone from afar, and they can learn it through distance training. That's what he needs, right?
Distance training course for any sort of
it's called a brain fart, right? He said the wrong word, right? Slightly. And no one really said anything or caught it in editing, right? Now, they're called the Dragon Combat Kenpo Karate System, right?
We get right to the nitty-gritty. We do the technique, we explain the technique as we're performing it, and then you can move on to the next technique. The way that the CD-ROM is set out enables you to watch one technique, and if you feel you don't have it down, you can go back and watch it again. In fact, you can watch it as many times as you want. Now, it's advised that you start at the yellow belt level and work your way up to the black belt level. This is because many of the techniques later in the video are built upon techniques learned earlier in the video. Therefore, you always want to start at the beginning and work your way up. And remember, if you don't feel comfortable with something, watch the technique again, practice with your partner, and you will become proficient. Now, good luck with your training, and we'll see you in the dojo.
Okay, where he messed up there is he said striking when he meant grappling techniques are hard to teach on a video, right? Because you need a partner, right? Right. That's what he means, right? But striking you can do without a partner, right? And I'm about to show you how, right? Right. So see what that teaches you is how to block, right?
Now we're going to cover some of the basic blocks used in our fighting system.
Now watch what he does here.
So from your ready stance, the first block we're going to use is the inside block. For the inside block, you want to take your lead hand and come straight across towards the inside, deflecting the blow towards the inside. This will open up your opponent's outer body line for any sort of attack. Practical application, your opponent throws a right straight punch, you do an inside block. You can see it opens up the outside of your opponent's body for a knee strike or any attack to the outside. Okay. The next block we're going to show is an outside block. For your outside block, again, you're in your fighting stance. Your opponent's going to throw his punch, and this is just the reverse of an inside block. You're going to take your lead hand and deflect the blow to the outside. Okay? Practical.
Alright, now the problem with this one is, okay, when the guy actually throws the punch,
Application. This is good for things such as
watch what happens.
Punch, roundhouse. So your opponent throws his punch, outside block, this one.
Okay, now, if you're really fighting someone, they're not going to stop like that. Okay? This is a demonstration. Now, the thing about that block is, you need to have this guard up the whole time, right? Your back hand. That's because he can hit you with the other hand. But he's demonstrating it too, right? So you're supposed to go boom and retaliate, right? Real quick, right? And throw your own technique. Even a straight punch, right? Will work, right? If you block to the outside. So blocking to the inside, okay. He also don't show you how to do it off the backhand. Okay, again, this is the inside off the backhand, and this is the outside off the backhand. You need to know how to block more than one way. Okay, now he does tell you, okay. Right. But he don't show you till later on in the video series other blocks. But because he's not doing it off both hands, he does say you need to learn to do it off both hands, right? So I'm taking you from what he showed me here and showing you how to do it off the backhand too. Because see, if someone comes at you that way, even if you open them up this way, they still have another hand they can hit you with. So you need to block them either that way again, or if they throw another block, you go to their inside and then you can retaliate with this hand, right? See, when someone punches at you, right, you block this way or that way, right? One opens them up to the inside too, and one to the outside. Now this does it to the outside of your opponent, meaning when he throws his punch and you strike back, you're striking at the outside of his body, not the inside. This one opens your opponent to the inside of his body, but he has another arm. So you either hit him real quick, right? Whatever, when he throws that punch. Now he's also demonstrating it to you, right? Slowly. So, that's not where he made the mistake, though, right? I'll show you in a minute. Now, this is so he can also correct it on the tape, right? Not, because it bothers me, right? Per se, I know what he meant, but he also misspeaks himself with the next couple of blocks.
So you're on a central line or a knee strike.
Now, people don't hold their hand up so you can do techniques on them
The
either.
next block we're going to show is an inside-outside block. This block involves both hands. So from your fighting stance, you're going to take your lead hand, which will be inside, because you're using the inside of the hand, and deflect the blow, and then use the outside of your behind hand.
That
Outside.
one's correct.
So it'll look like inside, outside block. Practical application, again, your opponent throws a straight right punch, inside, outside. Now this is
And see?
traps of the arm and similar techniques that we're going to use later on in the video.
Now,
And
this
the
is
final
where he
basic
gets
block that
confused.
we're going to use is an outside-inside block, which again is just a reverse of the inside-outside block. So you'll be in the fighting stance, your opponent throws a punch, you're going to go outside.
That's really inside, not outside, right?
And inside.
That's outside, right? Not inside,
So
right?
outside, inside.
He said it backwards. See, with the backhand, he's going inside, not you're not going outside, right? You messed up. Verbally. I know what you mean. I'm taking your course. So you go inside, outside with the other hand. See, that's where you messed up as well. So you go inside, outside, right? See, this is that one you did the outside block with the previous technique too, right? So this is inside, with this hand, outside. Right, so you go inside, outside. So you kind of confused me on that for a second here. Now again, I'm also showing you I'm going over your tape, right? So you know I'm not BSing you about studying and taking your back belt course and not going through it. Now another thing is, you also need to do that off this hand. Your front hand be this hand. So again, inside, outside, right? So you need to do it with both hands, right? Inside, outside, right? Now also off the back hand. So again, inside, outside, right? Inside, outside, right? So again, so to do that, the reverse, right? So again, this would be outside, inside, outside. See of what he did there. So you're supposed to be more in the boxing stance anyway, right? So you go inside, outside. That's where he messed up. He meant that way, right? Though he said it differently, right? Let's go back to the tape. Alright.
Outside, inside. Okay, stance.
But it's inside, outside, right?
Straight left.
Right.
Go outside, inside. And again, this can be used for traps. It opens up the outline of your opponent for a knee strike, for a leg, strike to the face. Mm-hmm. Now you try.
Right.
Now we're going to cover some of the basic blocks used in our fighting system. So from your ready stance, the first block
So, like I said though, that's to show you that I'm learning the techniques from this belt, for this belt. Combat Fighting Academy, 2nd degree black belt. And see, Joseph Bailey is the one who signed off on it, right? Here. Then I got my mom to sign it because when I got the videos, I started going over the techniques, right? And then I signed it myself, right? Why? Because you're the one doing the course, right? At home. So this here is for another style of Kenpo. For first degree black belt. Snow's self-defense, right? Mark Anthony Snow, senior and junior, signing off on it. That's another style I'm taking. And this here is the Shotokan black belt, right? Which that's right there. And this is my right to be a certified instructor, right? In that style, right? And this one too. Right. And that's my ordination. This here is a first degree black belt junior instructor with Adrian Bowman, or Roman. He's a Native American teacher. And again, so that's another black belt with a junior instructor, but I got other black belts with a full instructor. But again, that's to show you I'm going over the course, right? Repeatedly too, right? See, you can't just order the video and look at it once. Right. And I kind of noticed it before, but it's just a minor. He's thinking backwards, is what it is. He's thinking off the outside was really the inside one, and the inside one was really the outside one. Again, right? Because of the direction his arm went. Right? But he got confused when he was using his back arm, and he didn't cover that yet. Right? See, when you use the back arm as the inside, then the outside with the second arm, right? And that's just a minor faux pas because he got confused with the technique, so he knew what he was doing. You know what I mean? And I, am explaining, right? He really meant the inside was done with the back hand, but the outside was done with the front hand, which he demonstrated at the front of the video. He got confused, right? With which hand he was doing the inside with and the outside as well. And we call it an outside-inside block. But it's really an inside-outside block. Again, right? But done with the back hand. And I'm just trying to clear that up for him in the next video series. See, he might need to reshoot this one a little bit, right? And that's because he made a few mistakes. Minor errors, right? But, it's also good to go over the video and make sure you didn't make any mistakes, even though you're a black belt, right? yourself. Now, I don't know if he's Joselh or someone else, right? But again, right? That's what I'm saying, right? But I'm also letting you know I'm going over the techniques. If I see another mild mistake, I'll let him know, right, too. It won't be probably another big one, but, right, if it's something I disagree with, though, I got to point it out to him over the internet somehow and let him know. And like I said, it's no big deal. And I know what he really meant was an outside-inside block. But it was off the back hand that the inside was done, and then it was an inside-outside block again. But why did he get confused? The first block was an inside-outside block too, but done off which hand? The front hand first, right? See, he really went inside, outside there too. But the second technique was also inside, outside. But with the backhand. That's where he got confused himself. See, with this one was an inside. This will be the outside. Still. And with this one, that's the inside, but this is the outside, right? So you did inside, outside with the first block. But this was also inside, outside, but off the rear hand, right? That's where you seem to have gotten confused yourself. Now, to do it outside, inside, though, would be, again, this way and then this way, right? To do it how you said, right? Anyway, right? So, this one would be inside, outside, right? And this one inside, right? And either way, right? Like I said, right? I'll try to demonstrate it, but I don't have no one really throwing a punch or anything, right? I mean, there, right? But this is how you would actually do it how he said, though, which is outside, inside, right? This has to be first, outside, right? And this could be then inside, right? If you do it this way, right? But you're still parrying the punch, right? And you're still grabbing his arm. You can even break the arm with your knee, right? And throw in a karate chop, right? Again. See, it's one thing to learn from somebody, but it's also to show that you can do other techniques besides what they showed you too, right? Exactly, right? But to do what he said as an outside-inside block, he would also have to do it this way and then inside, right? You see what I mean? Right? Off the back hand, right? See, he's trying to do it off the back hand. So outside would be like this, and inside would be like this. But you would have to do it and make him open to this way, right? See, like I said? So you're here. He's trying to do an outside-inside block, which will be this, right? Now, you can do that if he throws the same punch, right? But you're going to the inside of his body. He would be opened up here, right? Like with the other punch, right? The first one, you open him up to the outside of his body, right? Where you can throw a side kick. You throw a first punch, or whatever, right? The second punch was to the outside of his body. But again,
he uses the inside block. For the inside block, you want to take your lead hand and come straight across towards the inside.
See, that's the lead hand, right?
Towards the inside.
Now, the second block was with the rear hand, not the lead hand,
for
right?
any sort of attack.
So, you didn't demonstrate how to even do that.
Right straight punch, you do an inside block. As you can see, it opens up the outside of your opponent's body for a knee strike or any attack to the outside. Okay. The next block we're going to show is an outside block. For an outside block, again, you're in your fighting stance. Your opponent's going to throw his punch, and this is just the reverse of an inside block. You're going to take your lead hand and deflect the blow to the outside. Okay? Practical application. This is good for things such as a cowboy punch.
Now you also got to do it this way and this way with the other hand. So if this is your lead, you're like,
central line for a knee strike.
This is the inside, this is the outside, right?
The next block we're going to show is an inside-outside block. This block involves both hands. So from your fighting stance, you're going to take your lead hand, which will be inside, because you use the inside of the hand, and deflect the blow, and then use the outside of your behind hand outside. So it look like inside, outside block. Right application, meaning your opponent throws a straight right punch, inside, outside. Now this is good for traps of the arm and similar techniques that we're going to use later on in the video. And the final basic block that we're going to use is an outside-inside block, which again...
But it's really inside-outside that he actually used, right?
So you'll be in a fighting stance, your opponent throws a punch, you're going to
See,
go
off the rear, he's going inside, not outside.
With your lead hand. Okay.
And that's
So
outside.
Outside, inside.
No, inside, outside. Inside, outside.
Your opponent, for example, throws a straight left punch, go outside, inside.
Now, it's off the other side too, right?
So it opens up the other line of your opponent.
Now, if you did that how he said, though, you would open up him to the inside of his body,
Now
right?
you try.
Let me show you what I mean, though. Now, like with the first outside technique he actually did, if you do an outside off your backhand and an inside, you're parrying out from your body, but into yours. So he's throwing a punch off this hand, right? So as he's punching, it's coming in this way. And he's facing you this way. So he's doing like this on his side, and you're doing like this. Boom, boom, on your side. Well, if you do that, when he throws the punch, it's going to be boom, boom, and then you can do a back fist. Right? Right. See, then you can block him here, back fist, uppercut, reverse rage hand or something, right? Because you're opening up his inside, right? So you go here, back fist, reverse punch, reverse knife hit, reverse rage hand, knife hand, and again. Okay.